In the news update, this is Michael De Silva's Part 2, Spiritual. In the news today, there is an attack spiritually on Christianity worldwide. When you see things like all this satanic stuff going on, Pizzagate, and you see where a woman was convicted and sent to jail to be put in prison for murder, and now she's been let off free, and now she's got a talk show, and you see all these things worldwide, headlines of persecution of the church going on all over the place, there's got to be something wrong here afoot. And there is. And what it more as evidently shows by all the recent things that we've seen, the killings, the beheadings of Christians, and where people in London now, or not London, but Egypt, or and many other places too, have to go underground to worship Jesus, like in homes, and they're too afraid to be in home in churches because they've been burned, or people have come there to shoot them persecute them there at the church, or burn them while they're in their churches. It's going on now worldwide. There's a frontal assault on Christianity. We do believe that a lot of it has to do with the Islam infractions, the people of Islamic faith that are behind this largely assault worldwide on Christian believers. We believe it's not just an attack on the cross itself, but it's an attack on Jesus. It's an attack on our doctrine, on our belief system, on our moral system, and on our family system. And what we believe is all under scrutiny and really vicious attack right now. This is like the attack on the cross of Jesus Christ. And we do, the Muslims don't believe in Jesus. They would think he's a prophet. They don't even believe in the cross. As a matter of fact, they can't stand the cross. So you see, if you want to believe that Jesus is compatible, or the Bible is compatible with Islam, it's not, because it's totally different. Because they can't stand the cross. They don't believe, they don't accept the cross. Like in Christian, in biblical and in our Bible, it is the core of our belief, is the cross, what Jesus did, where he was buried, where he was put on the cross ultimately and died, and then was raised back up to life on the third day. That's what we're celebrating tomorrow. So I'm going to ask during the church time and our services during sunrise, or even at your morning service, that you dedicate a few minutes of time of prayer silence for the world body of Christ, that God will be with his people, even us, that will all be safe tomorrow, here as well as abroad, and that will be unharmed, to be able to have worship in our churches, and it will be peaceful, and that we need to pray that it will be in other places, in these zones of Egypt, and in other places around the world, in areas outside of Israel and Damascus and Syria and other places where they're having persecution right now because of their faith, and where you don't see much of that in the news of Christians and being talked about and things that they're doing much anymore. Instead, you see all this other stuff, and there's nothing much being mentioned about Christianity. So I want to tell you there is an agenda, and it is. It's an attack on the cross, the full frontal assault of Jesus, everything that represents God. And we need to wake up to that. And we need to speak out more and more as preachers behind the pulpit, as well as members in the street, about this very fact, because it is really going on. Today, whether you want to accept it or realize it or not, we are living in the last days. We are living in the last times of Revelation right now. We are living in the end times. When you hear about a full frontal assault, there's always been persecution with Jesus, but right now this persecution is a lot worse than it's ever been before. It's almost like what it was like, when they crucified Jesus. It's almost at that level. But it's a worldwide assault on religion. And it's going on. And I'm not trying to scare you, but it is going on right now. And it's strong. So please dedicate a few minutes in prayer tomorrow at your sunrise worship service, at your churches of Christ's body where you meet, and even during the service even, to dedicate some time in silence and prayer and meditation on all the body of Christ, that will all be safe both here and abroad tomorrow. Thank you. This is in the news. An attack is really underway. It's been going on for quite some time, but it's really bad now. We need to really, really be in prayer at this time. Take care. This is Michael De Silva for In the News, Spiritual, Part 2.